what exactly was that monstrous plant that devoured Siberian in an instant? How did the parasitic eye manage to outsmart scientists and even a xenomorph? Could the blood-sucking ticks actually evolve into something deadlier in Season 2? And what does Wendy's new connection with the xenomorph mean for the entire Alien franchise moving forward? Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master, and today we're diving deep into every single creature introduced in Alien Earth Season 1. From parasitic eyeballs and blood-draining ticks to biomechanical beetles and, of course, our beloved nightmare, the xenomorph itself. We'll break down their origins, biology, how they fit into the alien mythos, and most importantly, what terrifying role they might play in the show's future. So buckle up, because if Alien Earth has shown us anything, it's that the galaxy is crawling with horrors we haven't even begun to imagine. D. plumbicare, the carnivorous orchid. We begin with one of the strangest creatures from the Maginot, D. plumbicare, nicknamed the Orchid. At first glance, it looks like an oversized alien flower, with petal-like structures and a stamen-like appendage. But don't be fooled, this plant is a predator. According to Maginot's science logs, D. plumbicare operates a lot like Earth's Drosera, sundew plants, using sticky mucilage to lure prey. Once something comes close, it senses movement through its stamen, closes its petal-like leaves, and traps its victim. What follows is brutal. Animals trapped inside either suffocate, get dissolved by enzymes, or simply exhaust themselves until death. The orchid isn't just carnivorous, it's adaptive. In dire situations, it can even feed on nearby flora. And unlike any Earth plant, it shows environmental awareness, sealing itself shut when conditions are dangerous. Scientists attempted to pry one open with extreme force. No luck. And in the show, we saw its terrifying power when Siberian, Joe's friend, was instantly consumed in the finale. The petals unfurled, the stamen extended, and before anyone could react, the orchid had its meal. Future implications? The orchid raises a fascinating question. Is it flora, fauna, or something in between? Could we be looking at a whole class of alien organisms that blurred the line between plant and animal? If Season 2 explores Prodigy Corp's experiments further, imagine a hybrid of orchid DNA with xenomorph biology, a living weapon that roots itself into environments waiting for prey, unstoppable. Trypanohintia ocellus, the eye. Next up is perhaps the most disturbing alien in the entire series, T. ocellus, better known as the eye. On the surface, it's a floating eyeball with tentacles. Creepy, but almost silly. But once you learn what it does, the horror sets in. Ocellus can invade a host by latching into their eye socket, replacing the eyeball, and taking full neurological control of the body. Instant mind control parasite. Even scarier, it's intelligent. Testing revealed Ocellus exhibited near-human problem-solving ability. It recognized danger, tapped sequences resembling math patterns like pi, and even communicated with Boy Cavalier's group with sheep hosts using hoof taps. This wasn't mindless instinct, this was strategy. In the show, Ocellus demonstrated how dangerous it could be. It distracted scientists by banging its container. It manipulated Shmuel into superhuman feats like leaping onto furniture. It even fought a xenomorph head-on, biting and injuring it before ejecting from its host to continue the battle. And let's not forget the chilling Season 1 ending. Ocellus finds Arthur as its new host. This means in Season 2, we might see a fusion of Arthur's cunning with Ocellus's alien intelligence. Future implications? Imagine an eye-controlled army. Not just sheep or humans, but what if Ocellus infected synthetics? Or worse, what if it found a way into Wendy or even a xenomorph, an alien parasite controlling another alien predator? That's nightmare fuel.
Jesus. What? Something's on me.
Species 19, the blood-sucking ticks. Then we have Species 19, known as the ticks. At first, they seem like oversized alien leeches, but these parasites are far deadlier. They latch onto a host's neck and drain blood until the victim is nothing but a husk. Once engorged, they detach, swollen with gore. Science Officer Chibuzu observed several terrifying traits. They prefer live hosts but can feed on dead tissue when starving. They're intelligent enough to unscrew lids and escape containment. They can reproduce internally, depositing spawn in water sources. When ingested, the young cause internal bleeding before bursting out. And, as if that wasn't enough, ticks release a toxin when removed by force. Victims exposed to it suffer airway constriction and even bleed from their eyes. In the show, this parasite was small-scale terror, but the implications are huge. Imagine a swarm unleashed in a populated area. Unlike the xenomorphs, ticks don't need elaborate breeding cycles. They spread like a plague.
Future implications. Could Species 19 be the sleeper threat of alien Earth? Xenomorphs are apex predators, but ticks function like viral outbreaks. Prodigy Corp might try weaponizing them for mass biological warfare, and if they evolve, a tick the size of a xenomorph would be unstoppable. The unnamed fly species. Not all aliens in Maginot's menagerie went after flesh. The fly-like species introduced a whole new ecological angle, a species that literally eats metal and rock. These beetle-like flyers nest together, building hives. But their defense mechanism is where things get terrifying. They can swell up sacs on their bodies and spit a corrosive fluid. This substance eats through synthetic skin and machinery, a nightmare for androids and military tech. In one of the series' grisliest deaths, Toodles, the hybrid, is killed when a fly sprays its face, dissolving him alive. Unlike ticks or Ocellus, the flies don't directly target organic hosts, but their presence signals a dangerous truth. Alien ecosystems aren't just hostile to humans, they're hostile to our technology. Future implications. What if Prodigy weaponized these creatures against colonies reliant on machinery? Imagine fleets of alien biological drones dismantling space stations not by attacking people, but by eroding the infrastructure that keeps them alive. And if these flies spread uncontrollably, Earth itself could become uninhabitable. The classic xenomorph, Maginot drone. Of course, no alien story is complete without the xenomorph. Alien Earth delivered not one, but two terrifying variations. The first, known as the Maginot drone, is the classic biomechanical terror we know from the 1979 film. Spawned from Bronsky after Petrovich betrayed the crew and released a facehugger, this drone went on a killing spree across the Maginot. It killed Zaveri, Tang, Shmuel, who was already under Ocellus' influence, and countless others. After the ship's crash, it continued hunting survivors, even massacring civilians at a costume party. Eventually, it faced Wendy in one of the most brutal fights of the series. She managed to decapitate it, but not before it severely wounded both her and Hermit. Its body was later recovered by Prodigy Corp, setting up future experimentation. Future implications. While the Maginot drone is classic in design, Alien Earth's twist lies in the way it fought Ocellus. The fact that a xenomorph and another alien parasite directly clashed shows the series isn't afraid to push lore boundaries. Expect more alien versus alien battles in future seasons. The Prodigy drone, Wendy's pet. The biggest twist of Alien Earth was the creation of the Prodigy drone. A juvenile xenomorph bonded to Wendy. Through a horrifying experiment, Kirsch implanted a xenomorph embryo into Joe's lung, which was kept alive in a life support pod after being removed. When the chestburster emerged, Wendy used her synthetic mimicry ability to speak the xenomorph's language. Incredibly, it responded, halting its attack and recognizing her as kin. This bond transformed Wendy from a victim into something far more dangerous, a queen figure to the xenomorphs. In the finale, we saw her commanding the creature to slaughter Boy Cavalier's men. By the final shot, Wendy, flanked by an adult and a baby xenomorph, declares, "Now we rule." Future implications. This is the true game changer. For the first time in franchise history, a human-synthetic hybrid is controlling xenomorphs. If Wendy truly becomes their leader, Alien Earth could rewrite the hierarchy of the alien universe. No longer are humans prey. They might be masters of the hive. But control comes with risks. Xenomorphs are unpredictable, and loyalty may not last. Could Wendy lose control, or worse, could the Xenomorphs eventually turn on her once they outgrow her influence?
Our own power supply down here, all lights green. I'm acclimating the new Xenomorph.
Patterns and the bigger picture. Looking across all these creatures, Alien Earth presents us with a terrifyingly diverse alien ecosystem. Unlike previous films which focused entirely on the Xenomorph, this series explores multiple life forms with unique abilities. The Orchid predator disguised as flora, Ocellus parasite with intelligence rivaling humans, ticks, plague-like swarm creatures, flies, biomechanical feeders targeting tick, Xenomorphs, apex predators now possibly under human control. What's fascinating is how each species highlights a different kind of threat: environmental, parasitic, viral, technological, and predatory. Together they paint a picture of a universe where survival isn't just about fighting one monster, it's about navigating an entire hostile biosphere. Our nerdy thoughts. Alien Earth Season 1 gave us not just xenomorphs, but an entire alien bestiary that rivals anything in science fiction. Each creature is horrifying in its unique way, and together they hint at a much larger universe of threats waiting to be uncovered. The Orchid showed us that plants can kill just as brutally as animals. Ocellus proved intelligence can be scarier than brute force. The ticks introduced parasitism and plague potential. The flies reminded us that even our technology isn't safe. And Wendy's Xenomorph army? That's the ultimate game changer. With Wendy now standing as the potential queen of a new alien dynasty, the real question for Season 2 isn't whether humanity will survive, it's whether humanity will even matter anymore. And that's every Alien Earth creature explained. Which one terrified you the most? The Orchid's instant kill? Ocellus' mind control? Or Wendy's chilling alliance with the Xenomorphs? Drop your thoughts below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell, because the horrors of Alien Earth have only just begun.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.